For years, we were led to believe that once you turn 70, energy nosedives, intimate well-being fades, and vitality depends on increasingly expensive bottles. But the science of healthy aging tells another story. The body keeps an extraordinary potential to adapt and recover when we give it clear signals, the right doses, and smart habits. Today, I want to talk calmly and directly about a topic that creates confusion and needless spending. Supplements after 70, popular myths versus proven benefits. My goal is that, by the end of this video, you'll have a clear map to tell empty promises from real support, that you'll know what's worth considering, what to avoid, how to dose, and, above all, how to combine natural habits with targeted supplements to protect your circulation, your vitality in later life, and your confidence in your relationship. I'm speaking as a wellness guide, close, practical, and backed by simple explanations. No unnecessary jargon and no grandiose claims. You won't find miracles here, you'll find good judgment. The problem, in a few lines, is twofold. On one hand, the market turns any discomfort in later life into a deficiency solved by a pill. On the other, many people after 70 feel tired. Notice that circulation doesn't respond the same, sleep gets fragmented, digestion slows, and confidence in intimate life shrinks under the weight of small daily annoyances. Then comes the impulse to add one more thing to the bathroom drawer. A new capsule, a different powder, a new promise. The result is a bag full of bottles, a lighter wallet, and sometimes bothersome interactions with medications that actually are necessary. What's missing is not more of everything, but better of the right things. Order, priorities, and a reason for every choice. Let's start by busting a few costly myths. First myth, a full multivitamin is an insurance policy. It sounds reassuring, but it doesn't replace real meals or correct poor habits. Generic multivitamins provide many things in small doses, some useless, some redundant with your diet. In several cases, they include nutrients that should be measured before adding, like iron or calcium. In practice, a multivitamin can become nutritional noise. Plenty of a little and too little of what truly matters for later life. The smarter alternative is this. Identify what you actually need based on your habits and history, and use targeted supplements, not entire decks of cards. Second myth. Calcium pills guarantee strong bones. Bone health isn't bricks and cement. It's a living tissue shaped by vitamin D, vitamin K2, protein, muscle strength, moderate sun, and yes, dietary calcium. Large calcium doses without context can cause more issues than they solve if you're not integrating the rest. For many people over 70, the effective emphasis is on optimizing vitamin D, ensuring enough protein distributed across the day, doing strength training, and complementing with food sources of calcium, dairy, sardines with bones, sesame, leafy greens, before considering high-gram tablets. Third myth. If a little helps, more helps twice as much. In later life, the therapeutic window narrows. Raising doses without a clear purpose and time frame is a recipe for digestive upset, interference with other nutrients, too much zinc lowers copper, or interference with lab tests, high biotin skews measurements. The golden rule is different. The minimal effective dose for the necessary time with a clear plan to see whether it's helping. Fourth myth. Everyone needs the same thing. No. Your story, medications you take, sun exposure, diet quality, activity level, gut health, changes the board entirely. Two women at 72 can look the same on the outside and have opposite needs on the inside. The smartest supplements are the ones that work with your routine, not the ones that compete with it. Now that we've cleared the smoke, let's look at supports which, when well chosen, show tangible, everyday benefits. Think of each as a tool with a specific function. Not every tool is for the same day or for every person. Vitamin B12 sits at the top because intestinal absorption decreases with age and with medications common in later life. If you take metformin, acid-reducing medications, or your digestion is delicate, B12 can dip. What do you notice when it's low? Strange fatigue, tingling in hands or feet, low mood, and, over time, memory problems. The solution isn't to fill the pantry blindly, but to evaluate signs of low B12 and, if present, consider a form your body handles well, with enough consistency to rebuild stores. What does it offer when it was lacking? Steadier energy, better neurological function, and often a mental clarity that brings back the desire to move, join family plans, and feel present in your relationships. Let's talk about vitamin D, a key player for bones, muscles, and balance. After a certain age, the skin makes less from sun exposure, and many of us go out less or stay more covered. When vitamin D is in a good range, neither low nor excessive, it's linked to more efficient muscle function, better balance, and fewer falls. In daily life, that means walking with more confidence, climbing stairs with less strain, and staying active with gentle exercise and outings that also improve circulation. Remember its quiet ally, vitamin K2, which acts like a traffic light for calcium, signaling it to go to bone instead of where it doesn't belong. The D plus K2 pair, plus protein and strength training, is a coherent team for maintaining your structure. Next, a support that surprises with its simplicity and effectiveness: protein and, if needed, creatine monohydrate. No, creatine isn't just for gyms. It's a gift of cellular bioenergetics for every age. In people over 70, a modest daily dose combined with adapted resistance exercises can help strength, muscle function, and the ease of rising from a chair or carrying bags without exhaustion. When muscle strengthens, more than appearances improve. Peripheral circulation picks up, posture improves, gait becomes safer, and the feeling of vitality returns to daily life. Protein needs strategy, distributed across meals in portions that truly switch on muscle, alongside regular movement. That combination, well-distributed protein plus strength work plus creatine, doesn't just turn calories into useful substance. It also sends your brain a message of functional youth. Omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, can help when your diet is low in oily fish. Their most consistent role is supporting cardiovascular health by modulating triglycerides, vessel tone, and certain inflammatory responses. In practical terms, when the heart and vessels work with less friction, walking is less tiring, the mind feels clearer, and planning activities feels easier. One practical detail: oils oxidize. Choose products with quality control, check smell and date, and keep them away from heat. This isn't a supplement to gulp by the handful. It's a tool to build vascular stability over time. Magnesium, especially forms friendly to the nervous system, can be a great ally at night. Why? Later life often brings fragmented sleep, cramps, constipation, and muscular tension. The right magnesium can relax muscles, smooth digestion, and support more continuous rest that doesn't just refresh you. It also improves mood and your openness to moments of emotional closeness. The real benefit isn't knocking you out. It's restoring a sense of rhythm. You lie down and your body understands the invitation to rest without a heavy carryover the next day. Coenzyme Q10 may help, particularly if you use certain medications that lower its availability in muscle. When it's low, the sensation is curious, not necessarily pain, but a tiredness as if your battery's half charged. Targeted supplementation can support cellular energy production and make daily activities, walking, climbing a modest hill, keeping active at home, feel smoother. It doesn't seek euphoria. It aims to restore natural ease in daily movement. Joint comfort deserves nuance. Many people are drawn to turmeric, curcumin, for knee or hand stiffness. Its potential lies in modulating processes that cause rigidity. But judgment matters. Not everyone responds the same, and mixing curcumin with certain medications isn't wise because of its effects on clotting. If it fits your case, the promise isn't new knees. It's less stiffness in the morning and longer walks before the brakes behind your kneecap kick in. If it doesn't fit, don't force it. There are other joint care paths, such as strengthening muscles, that stabilize the knee, managing body weight, and wearing good shoes. Collagen is a gray area, rather than black or white. As a protein, it can help you reach your daily target if food alone falls short, and some people notice less hand stiffness or drier skin over time. Still, it's no master key. If you use it, make it part of a bigger plan that includes good hydration, healthy fats, moderate sun exposure, and movement that improves blood flow to peripheral tissues. Collagen alone won't make up for a poor diet or a sedentary routine. Now, supplements to approach with a magnifying glass. Iron is essential, yes, but it's not taken blindly in later life. It's justified when there's a clear reason. Too much iron at the wrong time can be more problem than solution. The same with high-dose vitamin E. The idea of antioxidant sounds nice, but physiology is delicate and doesn't need a big push in one direction. Zinc presents another twist. It can be useful in specific windows, but chronic zinc competes with copper and, over time, unbalances more than it fixes. In the sleep chapter, high-dose melatonin isn't necessarily better. Often, small doses plus a good light and dark routine do more for your sleep than any pill. Another crucial chapter: interactions with medications and the nutrient gaps some drugs create. Metformin, for example, tends to lower B12 over time. Acid-reducing drugs can impact absorption of magnesium and B12 with continuous use. Some diuretics shift electrolytes like magnesium and potassium. Certain bile acid sequestrants hinder the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. This map isn't here to scare you, but to organize the plan. If you take one of these, the goal isn't to add 10 supplements just in case. It's to identify the likely gap and cover it specifically. At this point, let me offer a simple, practical framework to decide, which I call ABCD. A for analyze. Observe your routine, your eating pattern, your light exposure, sleep schedule, walks, and current strength. B for base. First, build the plate and habits that truly move the needle. Enough protein distributed across the day, varied fruits and vegetables, healthy fats, steady hydration, morning light, and a basic plan for strength and balance. C for complement. Choose supplements with a purpose, not because they're trendy. B12 if there are signals, vitamin D if you get little sun, omega-3s if fish is rare in your diet, magnesium if nights are broken, creatine if you're doing strength work. D for decide dose and duration. How much you'll use, for how long, and what you'll monitor to know whether it's working. If you can't answer these three, what for, how much, how long, pause and return to step B. A few brief stories show how this plays out in real life. Marta, 74, told me she felt flattened in the afternoons. She rarely went in the sun, used strong sunscreen year-round, quit her walks, and ate a very light dinner to avoid gaining weight. We built a simple plan: gentle morning walks, 2 meals with solid protein, strength twice a week with bands, and, after reviewing her situation, support with vitamin D plus K2 and magnesium at night. 3 weeks later, she didn't rejuvenate 20 years. She recovered something better: rhythm. She started sleeping through the night, her hands were less stiff in the morning, and she invited her friend to the park again. That's the win that matters. Mr. Luis, 72, had long-standing heartburn and lived on an acid-reducing tablet. He felt bloated, had nighttime cramps, and a strange fatigue. Beyond supplement X or Y, we looked at his timing, his very late dinner, nighttime coffee, heavy bread and cookie intake, and continuous, long-term use of the acid medication. He adjusted dinner, moved it earlier, reintroduced short post-meal walks, and, together with his clinician, reassessed the long-term need and dose of the acid reducer. We added a suitable magnesium at night. The change was modest and profound at the same time. Digestion improved, cramps eased, and with fewer nighttime nuisances, he woke up earlier to move his legs, as he said. It wasn't a magic jar. It was a coherent plan where the right supplement played its part. Anna, 69, a lifelong dancer, had a minor fall that shook her confidence. She became afraid of stairs. Her plan had 3 legs: vitamin D into the right range, strength for thighs and glutes, and balance practice facing a wall. She didn't add 10 things, she added consistency. Months later, she shared a powerful scene. Boarding a bus without seeing the step as an enemy. When structure improves, the mind smiles, and intimate life benefits because the body responds with security. Eric, 78, had been on a medication for blood sugar for years and complained of tingling in his feet. He did what so many skip, checked B12. He adjusted his food, added targeted B12 support, and within weeks, the pins and needles eased, sleep improved, and with it, his patience to cook and sit at the table without rushing. And an anonymous couple, both over 70, told me their main concern wasn't a lab number, but the mood that poor sleep left behind. They adopted light hygiene in the morning, cut screens at night, prepared a lighter dinner, and added a well-tolerated magnesium. They didn't change the world. They changed their nights. With better rest, they spoke more tenderly and held hands on their walks. Intimate well-being isn't a switch, it's an atmosphere. To turn these stories into your personal plan, a few practical details help. The form of a supplement matters. Certain types of magnesium suit relaxation and sleep, others the gut. Plain creatine monohydrate works when properly dosed. No gimmicks needed. The right B12 form may absorb better for some people. Quality also counts. Avoid proprietary blends that hide amounts and prefer brands that clearly state dose, origin, and basic third-party checks. A certification mark is a plus. At home, store them wisely. Oils go rancid with heat and light. Keep containers sealed and check them with your nose and the date. Timing is your quiet ally. Magnesium at night. Vitamin D in the morning or midday as part of a routine. Creatine at the same time daily. Whatever's easiest so you don't forget. Its magic is consistency, not the clock. Omega-3s with a meal for comfort. Track how you feel. Jot down 2 or 3 concrete signals you want to monitor. Sleep continuity, energy on walks, regularity in the bathroom, and review every 3 or 4 weeks for real change. If nothing shifts, adjust or stop. A supplement that doesn't help is a jar that steals mental space. Be wise with money, too. You don't need 10 premium products. You need 2 or 3 that make sense for you. Pick your battles. If you eat oily fish several times a week, omega-3s may not be a priority. If you live mostly indoors and don't get sun, vitamin D rises on the list. If you train strength, creatine becomes a small investment with big returns. If you sleep like a log, magnesium can wait. This is well-being economics. Less impulse spending, more investment in habits and supports with clear returns. There are subtle risks worth naming, so they don't blindside you. High-dose biotin can interfere with lab tests and produce misleading numbers. Zinc, as mentioned, can push copper down if used chronically without reason. Some well-meant botanicals affect blood pressure or clotting and don't mix with certain medications. And the most common mistake of all, starting 5 things at once. If something happens, you won't know the culprit. The practical rule is minimalist. 1 at a time, with a clear objective and a fair window to evaluate. All of this has one thread. Your body at 70 doesn't retire. It organizes itself differently. It responds to natural habits, walking, strength work, morning light, real food, and to supplements that amplify those signals. When you nurture circulation with movement and daily foods that don't stoke inflammation, when your sleep turns restorative, when digestion stops being a battlefield, vitality doesn't get recovered from the outside. It emerges from within. You'll notice it in the details that matter. You climb stairs calmly, you converse with patience, you feel like dancing again, you feel more present in your intimate life and more available to enjoy time with others. Before I close, here's a brief conversation script for any supplement you're being offered or considering. What is the exact purpose for me right now? What is the minimal effective dose, and how should I adjust it? How long does it make sense to try it? What signals will I watch to know it helps? With which medications or conditions should I not mix it? When and how will I take it so I don't forget? If there aren't clear answers, the bottle can wait while you strengthen the base that truly supports longevity. If your aim is intimate well-being and relationship confidence, remember that the most reliable shortcut is still circulation and rest. Active legs, deep breathing, muscles that support you, a mind that sleeps. A calming magnesium, a strength plan that wakes up your posture, and an omega-3 that supports your heart can do more for your well-being than any cocktail of exotic names. And if you want mental clarity, don't overlook B12 when there are signs of low levels. Don't buy nebulous promises of instant focus. The brain loves consistency and simplicity: walks, morning light, protein, and rest. Let's condense the essential into one powerful sentence. Vitality in later life doesn't come from piling up bottles, but from aligning simple habits with 2 or 3 well-chosen supports measured by real results. If today you feel that it's not too late to reorder your routine, you're in the perfect spot to begin. Because it isn't too late, it's time for strategy. Your body still listens, your vessels still respond, your muscles still learn, and your mind still renews itself when you give it reasons. To close, I invite you to do something simple. Choose 2 moments this week you can improve with natural habits. Say, a morning walk and a lighter dinner. And, if you need it, choose 1 single supplement with a clear purpose. Then tell me in the comments what changed in your energy, your sleep, or your confidence. If this brought you clarity, share it with someone you love. It might be the turning point they need to live with better male or female well-being, healthier circulation, and a late-life vitality you can see in the eyes. Subscribe if you want more practical guides like this. We don't sell smoke here. We organize life. And remember, your 70s aren't a break. They're an invitation to train the body's wisdom with calm and good judgment.